What is up, everybody? Happy Sunday. It's Ben Thomas, like usual, coming with you with episode 11 of the full Gongshow pod. Now, it's been an awesome week. I was doing a bunch of job stuff. Now I'm back in Norman. We had a spring game yesterday, 75,000 strong pack in the Palace, like I knew we would. It was one heck of an experience. It was really cool. That was my last football game as an undergrad. So it was awesome to see Baker was in town. His statue was unveiled. There was so much fun, so much going on. So we're going to dive right into this. Not a whole lot to talk about today, just my usual stuff. We'll run through the scores from Wednesday to today, and then we'll talk about a couple things that I want to talk about today, and then we'll just wrap it up. Nothing too crazy. So let's get right into it. Diving into Wednesday. This is where we left off on 420 with scores. Edmonton defeating Dallas 5-2. Chicago defeating Arizona in overtime 4-3. Vegas defeating Washington 4-3 in overtime. And Seattle taking down Colorado 3-2. Seattle finishing their homestand against Colorado, 3 straight wins, 3-game homestand. They get all 3 wins. So big momentum there for Seattle heading into next year. Philly taking down Montreal 6-3. Florida taking down Detroit 5-2. Buffalo defeating New Jersey 5-2. Buffalo again, man. Pittsburgh shutting out Boston 4-0. Carolina taking down Winnipeg 4-2. Rangers defeating the Islanders 6-3. Minnesota defeating Vancouver 6-3. Tampa Bay dismantling Toronto 8-1. And congrats to Steven Stamkos. He did now set the record for most points all time in Tampa Bay Lightning history. A Hall of Famer, first ballot, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, captain, everything. I mean, congrats to him, well-deserved. Calgary defeating Dallas 4-2. LA beating the crap out of my Hawks 4-1. That was not very fun. And I think they do it again. This was Thursday. But the Hawks get smacked again real soon. I'll let you know. St. Louis defeating San Jose 3-1. Now, Friday, 4 games. Columbus losing to Ottawa 2-1 in a shootout. Minnesota defeating Seattle 6-3. Edmonton taking down Colorado 6-3. Evander Kane with a hat trick. Playing alongside McDavid has basically just rejuvenated Evander Kane. They're talking about signing him to a new contract, some long-term. Honestly, he's been working. It's been him, McDavid, and Puljujarvi as their top line, and it's looked good. You've obviously subbed out Yamamoto on that right wing here and there too. But that's a good piece. It's been working for them. And then Washington shut out Arizona 2-0. Saturday, Buffalo defeating New York 5-3. That's what I'm saying. Buffalo, man. Pittsburgh defeating Detroit 7-2. Wow. All right. Carolina taking down New Jersey 3-2 in overtime. Boston defeating the Rangers 3-1. Ottawa taking down Montreal 6-4. Tampa Bay defeating Nashville 6-2. Florida taking down Toronto 3-2 in overtime. The Sharks defeating the Hawks as well. I was talking about 4-1. Dallas 3-2 over Seattle. St. Louis 5-4 in overtime over Arizona. Calgary 6-3 over Vancouver, and the Kings defeating the Ducks 4-2 last night. Awesome thing as well at the end of that Kings game. They all shook hands with Ryan Getzlaf, who was retiring at the end of the season. And they all shook his hand as that was the last time they were going to play him. So a really cool moment there. I'd go check out, go find the video. It was really cool to see. But a full slate of teams playing. And then we've already had 3 games finished today, and it's only 3 o'clock. But I'm not going to run through them. So we're going to jump into what I want to talk about. First one, Connor McJesus, a.k.a. Connor McDavid. Let's see, what can this guy not do? I mean, he just said – the reason why I want to talk about this, he just set a new career high in points this year with 116. He tied it. He set 116 in 2018, 2019. But he tied it again at 77 games. So he did it in 78 games in 2018, 2019. And he's still got a few games left. So I think he's going to beat it. I think he's going to set a new career high in points. But he has 690 points in 484 career games. Like, that's it. I think that's over, obviously over a point per game. But to do what he's doing is just absolutely insane. He's been over a point per game in every single year he's been in the league. Obviously, last year, the 105 points in 56 games was unheard of. That was basically 2 points a game. It's just kind of McJesus, man. Like, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, this is basically, I believe, the next coming of Wayne Gretzky. Like, this is Gretzky type numbers that he's putting up. And there are guys who are competing with him. That's the crazy thing. It's not like he's running away with this. That's what I'm talking about after the second thing I want to talk about. But it's insane the kind of numbers this man is putting up year in and year out. And he's just that good. He's crazy good. And it seems like he's just getting better and better every single year. Like, if he gets 130 points in a season, I wouldn't be surprised. He's about to hit 120, and nobody's like saying boo about it. Nobody's talking about it. Obviously, you want to see what he can do in the playoffs, which he hasn't done a whole lot. Neither have the Oilers in general. Haven't done a lot in the playoffs. But, I mean, could this be the time? Are we getting to the time when McDavid can just lead Edmonton? I mean, we talk about it every year. Like, man, this seems like the year he can just take the reins and run and push them through the playoffs. But then he gets shut down, and it's like, no, he can't. So we'll see. But playing with Evander Kane now, they got a little more depth on that Edmonton team. It's going to come down to goaltending. And Mike Smith's been hot as of late, but he always gets cold. So I don't know. But that was the one thing I want to talk about was McDavid, just because he is – I've never seen a player like this in my life. Never. Not once. And it's mind-blowing, the kind of stuff he's doing. So, but congrats to him. I mean, he just is insane. So, number two, next thing I want to talk about, sorry, that was real quick. Like I said, this is not going to be super long. The playoff races. Let's give a quick update. So, in the East, we've had 4 teams clinch in the Metro. That is Carolina, Rangers, Pittsburgh, Washington. And we've had 4 teams in the Atlantic clinch as well. Actually, you know what? Screw that. The Atlantic is set, or the Eastern Conference is set. Let's just leave it at that. Eastern Conference is set. Metropolitan, all 3 teams have clinched. Atlantic, 3 teams have clinched. And the wild card, 2 teams have clinched. Third place Islanders, they're at 80. Washington, damn. I always yawn. Washington, it was the second wild card spot, it's at 99. So it's not even close. The East is set. So I'm not even going to talk about that. That's just your update. Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis clinched Central. Now the Pacific is where things get interesting because Calgary is clinched, but Edmonton has clinched the playoff spot, but they have not clinched the second seed. LA is right behind them at 96, but have not clinched the playoffs. And here's why. Vegas is sitting at 89 points. With 78 games, they have 2 games in hand on the Kings. So let's say the Kings play these last 2 games and they end with 96 points. If the Vegas Golden Knights win, let's see, they got 79 games, they're at 91. 80 games, they're at 93. 81 games, they're at 95. And 82 games, they'd be at 97. So they have to win their last 4 games, essentially, to make the playoffs. Now, the wild card looks set. Dallas and Nashville are each at 93. Now, if Vegas jumps, LA would jump into a wild card spot. So there's a lot to go on here. So basically, we got 4 teams in the running at this point, and it's Vegas, Dallas, Nashville, and the Kings. I think the Kings will clinch a playoff spot. They get one more win, they clinch, essentially. They get one more win and they will clinch. So good thing Bruin out west. Like, it's not over. It is not over. And Vegas definitely wants to get into a wild card spot, but they have to win their last 4. They literally have to go 4-0 in the last 4, which will be tough. I don't know what their schedule looks like. I'm about to pull it up. They got San Jose today. They got Dallas on Tuesday, which that's not going to be easy. They got Chicago on Wednesday on the road. Probably will get a win. And they got St. Louis in probably like the winner tell all kind of game. So that's not an easy schedule by any means. So that's the updated stuff out west. And then finally, the last thing I want to talk about is I don't think we've seen a barrage of scoring like we have this year. And what I mean by that is excuse me. Connor McDavid did set that. The NHL website didn't update, but he's at 118 points. He already set a new career high. He's going to hit 120 points. All right, done. That's my 1 point. But I don't think we've seen a barrage of scoring like we have this year. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys with over 100 points this year. I mean, to get 100 points used to be like a rarity. Maybe you would have 4 to 5 guys. Maybe not even. You probably have like 3. And now you're having like 7. And like Marner's at 96, Panarin's at 96, JT Miller's at 96. Like, dude, more dudes just knocking on the doorstep at 100. You might have 10 guys at over 100 points and have McDavid at 118, Huberdeau at 114. Like, it's not like they're just hitting 100 and they're hovering around 100, 102. No, they're blowing it out of the water. And I don't know what that is. Like, I don't, and that's also with goals. Like, it was rare to have OV hit 50 points, hit 50 goals. I mean, like, you sat there and were like, oh my God, he's about to hit 50. Like, we have to watch. Well, he did hit 50, but there's 3 dudes ahead of him. Matthews is at 58. He's about to hit 60, which is unheard of. Leon Draisaitl's at 55. Kreider's at 51. Kaprizov's at 45. I mean, like, there are dudes, you could have like 5 50 goal scorers this year. And that's, again, very unheard of. Like, I'm not used to it. It's been happening. It's a trend that's been growing as of late. And that's also another thing is like defensemen. Roman Josi hit 90 points. The last time we saw that was Ray Bourque in 93. Again, I'm telling you, like, unheard of in terms of this stuff. Like, if Cale Makar gets 5 more points, the fact that we could have 2 defensemen with 90 points, like, what happened? Why is there this huge barrage of goal scoring this year? Is this a trend that's going to continue? I don't know. But I'm interested to see because, like I said, it was so odd for this stuff to happen. Now to see it happening consistently on a regular basis is surprising. Like I said, any other year, Victor Hedman wins the Norris with 77 points. But he's not, because there's a dude named Roman Josi who's sitting at 90 points this year, and 69 of those 90 points are assists. Like, that is astronomical. So if you are listening and you watch this, throw it down in the comments what you think. I genuinely want to know from the fans what you guys think about the onslaught of goal scoring. Is this going to trend that's going to continue? What do you guys think? You think the NHL is going to step in and regulate something? Because they've been talking about, oh, we want scoring, we want more scoring. So is this maybe too much scoring? Or do you like this? I definitely want to hear you guys out. Let me know. Because I'm iffy about it. I'm not a huge fan of it. But then again, maybe guys are just getting better. Could be as simple as that. Maybe the league is just better talent to where guys are able to do this. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I have for y'all today. Not super long, not super crazy. But that was that. So we're going to have another episode here on Wednesday. Try to find some storylines I want to talk about. But other than that, I hope you guys had an awesome week, awesome weekend. Hit the ground running tomorrow. Yeah, wake up, hit the ground running tomorrow. Let's have a good week. All right. I'm telling myself that, but I'm also telling my fans that. So have a good week, everybody. And I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. Peace.